as the numbers stand, only about 43,637 people were vaccinated in Delhi yesterday, while the number of tests which were conducted stood at about 57,690. Now these figures, if we compare to April 11, 15 days back, when the second wave started to hit the national capital, on that day, about 1.14 lakh tests were conducted in Delhi and about 1.05 lakh people were vaccinated. So if we see yesterday's figures in comparison to April 11, 15 days back, there is nearly a 50% drop, both in the number of tests as well as in the number of vaccinations. Now, this has become a major point of concern. The central government is worried over these falling numbers, and Delhi government is being sensitized regarding this, because what is being felt by the center is that vaccination as well as testing, these are the two major issues which helps arrest coronavirus or reduce mortality and identify patients early. And unfortunately, in Delhi, the things seem to be going in the reverse direction, both on the count of testing as well as vaccination. So Delhi government has been told about this in this regard, that you have to increase testing and you have to increase vaccinations, because unless this happens, the peak of Delhi will not come unless this happens. Because if you see even today, the daily positivity rate of Delhi yesterday is 35%, which is very high, and this needs to come down, the center feels, unless we will not see a peak in Delhi anytime soon. Now, there are multiple reasons why this may be happening. So, as per what I have learned from Delhi government officials and from the central officials, that due to the lockdown in Delhi for the last 11 to 12 days and the rising numbers, maybe people are hesitant to step out of their homes to get vaccinated. Though the Delhi government has been impressing upon people that please get vaccinated, the lockdown doesn't stop anybody from going to a vaccination center and getting vaccinated. Arvind Kejriwal has also issued appeals to the people to get vaccinated, but there is an issue here, and people in a way are hesitant and deferring their vaccination dates, or are not being encouraged enough. The center is not buying this argument when it comes to testing, because somebody who has symptoms of coronavirus obviously wants to get tested, and these people are running door to door, pillar to post to get tested. So the testing numbers falling as low as 57,690 yesterday is a major issue of concern, because testing needs to be increased. And this is how Delhi got over the first wave of coronavirus also, when Home Minister Amit Shah intervened and the center worked closely with the state government to increase testing levels in Delhi. So that is the way forward, but that is how the center is telling Delhi to work ahead. So one point is that. And other point also is about how testing, the RT-PCR test proportion needs to be more than the rapid antigen tests. So the center has been telling all the state governments that at least 70% of your total testing should be focused on rapid RT-PCR tests. So in Delhi also, the number of RT-PCR tests have also dropped by 50% today as compared to April 11th. So that is also a major issue, and center is worried about it, because if you test less people and your test positivity rate remains as high as 35%, that shows that the situation is not good. On the point of vaccination, there is also a concern, because vaccination, as we all know, is now opening up for everybody from May 1. So the center is skeptical or that can Delhi work with speed on vaccination for everybody also, because so far the vaccination number is low, and though Arvind Kejriwal yesterday said that vaccination will be offered free to all above 18 years of age in government hospitals, and an order has also been placed of over 1 crore vaccines, but will these vaccines come in time? And will the vaccination really start in full force from May 1 is something that the center is looking at, because the idea is to vaccinate quickly by giving this liberty to states to directly buy vaccines from Serum Institute as well as Bharat Biotech. And though Delhi government has placed these orders, the vaccination in the 45 plus age group is also a bit slow. So the center is worried that is there a proper vaccination plan in place with the Delhi government to ramp up the vaccination numbers as soon as it's opened up to others. And there's also a lot of tussle happening between the Delhi government and center, of course, on various counts. It has happened on oxygen shortage, it has happened on bed availability. It also the tensions also came to fore when Mr. Arvind Kejriwal televised his address to which the points he made to the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister took objection to the same, and later Mr. Arvind Kejriwal had to apologize for that. But I think the larger issue is, and the way forward is, to increase the testing numbers and increase the vaccination numbers. I think the center and Delhi needs to work closely in this regard and help each other so that these testing and vaccination numbers both increase, because that is perhaps the only way that we can see the peak of Delhi come soon and the curve to be flattened in the days to come.